As part of the Let's Do Fridays off-peak trial, older Londoners were able to use their travel concessions to make vital journeys before 9 a.m. on a weekday for the first time in 4 years. Was the trial a success? And if so, when will the trial measure be made permanent?
Dee, thanks for your question. So the short answer, just to remind those that haven't got the over 60s pass, during the pandemic, when Londoners did the right thing and stayed at home and stopped using public transport, our fares completely fell through the ground. So we needed the government support to keep public transport going. A condition of that deal was they asked us to get rid of all free travel for over 60s, all times of the day, 7 days a week, and all free travel for those below the age of 18. I said no to that, and they said, well, you've got to find the money somewhere else. And so we decided to use council tax to pay for free travel for under 18, free travel for those above the age of 60. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite stretch it to free travel between the rush hours of 6:30 and 9:30, as you've mentioned. That costs about £40 million. During the off-peak trial for 3 months, we have allowed those above the age of 60 to use on Fridays public transport. That trial's come to an end. TfL are now looking at the numbers, but also TfL are speaking to businesses in London to see what difference the off-peak trial made to them as well, because the rest of the world also is a challenge getting people back into the centres, whether it's LA, New York, Paris. So everyone's interested in the success or otherwise of this trial. The pre-election period has slowed things down a bit, but I'd hope in the next couple of months we'd have the results of the off-peak trial.
So it's give and take. It's designed both to help the people in the relevant cohort, but also to bring more activity into town.
The main reason is the second reason you said.
I didn't realise
a benefit is those above the age of 60 can on Fridays do what they used to do, which is use free travel before the time of 9:30. That's if you like an additional benefit. That wasn't the main reason. The main reason was to see if we can stimulate public transport travel. To give you an idea of the challenge, Dee, on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, basically public transport's back to what it was pre-pandemic. Monday's not bad, around 85%. Friday goes down to 70-odd%, so we're seeing if we can get it back to pre-pandemic numbers. Weekend is more than 100%, and that was the idea behind it. An additional benefit was people like you got the chance to do what you didn't before, which is travel before 9:30.
Can I ask a silly question? If you've got a pass, why does it cost more to use it a bit earlier in the morning than it would if you were making the same journey later in the day?
Because it's the fares lost by those above the age of 60 who otherwise are working. So a lot of people above the age of 60 work. So if you
okay, so they're going in anyway.
Exactly. One of the points the government made is no other part of the country has this. Why have you got it? And I was quite keen to keep it. The one thing we couldn't quite afford was that somebody heckled money. Yeah, the money. We couldn't afford the money, right? It's a choice: get rid of it altogether, or do what another part of the country does and keep it for the entire week, 7 days a week, say for Monday to Friday before 9:30.
Thank you, Dee, as well. Before we move on to policing and safety, a quick word. My email box is always full of people saying I don't ask enough questions about the Silvertown tunnel. BBC's reported recently that it could cost between £3 and £5 each way for a normal car when it opens in summer of 2025. So is it still on schedule, and is that figure accurate?
Yeah, so the figure they're using is the figure that Boris Johnson gave in 2012 when he first gave the green light for this tunnel. So that's the figure that's in the public domain. No figures have been set. What TfL will do is consult in relation to the figure.
But there will be a toll.
Oh yeah, that was the plan that Boris Johnson began, which I followed through. What we've done is change the plan by having 2 lanes reserved for buses, but also to give concessions and discounts for local people, and to have air quality monitors making sure that the air quality improves as a consequence of this new tunnel, rather than gets worse.
And when do the tolls come in on the Blackwall tunnel? That's next year.
Same time as the Silvertown tunnel. That was the original plan. When you build this new tunnel and have a user charge, at the same time you have a user charge for the Victorian Blackwall tunnel, both at the same time, to avoid displacement, which can cause perverse consequences.